Hello, nation. Mongrovian Mike here. How's it going? We got Debhausen. How are you? And I'm showing.
I am fantastic.
I'm showing my Spot Monkey Hunting Club mug. That should be a hint to our next guest. Let's get right into it. You know, Deb. I mean, we know each other. Let's get in on with our friend Kaide Lothbrok, the Guardian Beast.
How you doing, guys?
Kaide, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Just hanging in there.
My man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Oh, well, cheap plug. You could buy these, right? Are these still available, my friend?
I'm actually out of those, but I have some of the shirts left. That's an older design that kind of. I go through designs constantly. I'm always rotating.
I know you do. You have something different all the time. So I have a collectible. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so let's get down to it. We got Kaide Lothbrok, the Guardian Beast, from appropriately Valhalla, New York.
Yes, sir.
Hell, brother, how's it been? How's it been in Valhalla?
I'm good, man. Just. I got no complaints. Everything, both in and out of wrestling, is great. Just doing me, doing what I do, getting older and getting better as I get older.
You get better as you get older. You certainly do, man, because I see the pictures of you when you were younger and starting out, you were a little bit bigger.
I was a lot bigger.
You would be in the Giant Club back then?
Yeah. The heaviest I got was probably, the heaviest I weighed myself, I was 398, but I definitely broke 400. I don't know how high, but I definitely broke 400. Yeah. And right now I'm sitting at a nice 200, and I'd say between 257, 262. I got down to 230, and that was just basically from, losing weight, and then packed on another 25, 30 pounds of, just from working out through since this has been like a 6-year journey. And I always was an athletic kid. I always played some form of sports. You get older and, you don't realize, I know you're an older guy. I don't know how old you are there, Deb.
I'm very old.
35.
Okay, so we're in the same age.
I'm not afraid to say it. I'm 35.
I'm just after dirt. So,
but growing up, a lot of unanswered trauma and problems I had growing up. So, fell into like a lot of people turn to drinking and doing stuff that you shouldn't have done. And, things happen. And, thankfully meeting my wife turned everything around. So
nice.
That's an awesome story. And you lost a lot of weight. What was it that, so that's what turned you around. Was it meeting your significant other, or
she played a big part. 2016, I got sent. Well, I admitted myself to the hospital because I literally anything that I drank, whether it was water, soda, iced tea, anything, I was throwing up immediately after, and I was just exhausted, lethargic. People were like, "You look like you're dying," but I was losing weight, so I was like, "Oh, I must be doing something right."
Wow.
I had what's called ketoacidosis. My A1C, which is like the level of your blood sugar, which is supposed to be like normal's like 4 or 5. Mine was a 16, and my blood basically was acidic, and I was poisoning my body. I was basically, if I didn't go, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. So, I went and was supposed to take care of myself, but like any stubborn human being and stubborn person, not having, I was one of the workers that, I wrestled to live. So if I didn't work, I didn't, make money. So I couldn't really, afford healthcare, was living in a 1-bedroom basement apartment. In my eyes, I was making it. And then, once the pandemic hit, because me and my wife met right around the pandemic. And, that's when, okay, well, there's no more wrestling. I got to get a real job. And, honestly, as much as the pandemic sucked, for me, it was like a blessing in disguise, because kind of forced me to sit and go, okay, am I really happy with where I'm at, my health, my life? And it just gave me a chance to reevaluate everything. And with her, basically, women are, behind every strong man is an even stronger woman. She's shaking her head yes.
Yeah, that's true.
I got a doctor, I have all these things and therapy and this and that. And basically she turned my life around. And honestly, like I say it all the time, but the shoot is like, if she wasn't in my life, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I either would have wound up, unfortunately, passing away from doing stuff I shouldn't have done, or probably would have wound up in jail, or just, I would have wound up in a bad way. So, thankfully things happen for a reason. And this is where I'm not completely happy and truthfully so indebted to her.
Speaking about the pandemic, it was like the shittiest time, but then, a lot of people turn chicken shit into chicken salad at that time, a lot of wrestlers, like Debhausen and, RJ City, Thunder Rosa, and countless others, used YouTube, they did that.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was part of, at least in New York, a company I work for, and I still work for, Excite Wrestling. We were, I think Excite was the first company to do a show back wrestling, and what we were doing was, he was the first to do these like drive-in outdoor shows where the first one we did, literally everyone was either sitting in the back of their pickup truck or sitting in their car watching, which was weird because we're, as wrestlers, we're entertainers, and you feed off of the crowd. Hearing cars honking in response to what you're doing was odd, but it was able to get everyone. And it was weird because the arena that we normally wrestle in, he taped off boxes, and it was like a 6-foot box, then like a 2-foot gap, then another 6-foot box. So it was part of the regulations, and it was basically you couldn't leave your box, and then you and the guy that you wrestled had to go. You got, everyone had to get tested. It was, to pull off what we were able to do for the fans and to try to keep the boys working was it was an insane feat. And then gradually, I guess more and more people just found loopholes, and and then eventually everything just became half capacity, then 75, and now it's like you think about COVID and it's like, wow, that was like a bad dream.
It was, but and to your point too, like you met your then future wife, like us, we as a group, we met each other, and we created this show in the fear that, holy shit, we might be losing our fearless leader David LaGreca, and it was weird. So we just started Zooming, and it started from that WrestleMania, the COVID WrestleMania on, and we're like the best of friends. It started from just one WrestleMania to every single night.
That's awesome.
We as a group get together. So there's always a silver lining, and no matter what shit happens, because that's the resiliency of,
100%.
the sporting community, and more importantly, the wrestling community. Wrestling's always back.
Oh, I didn't think anything. I didn't think it was never going to come back. It was just a matter of when, how, and I think everyone looking back at what we know now, I think some of the things were a little too over the top with the regulations, but it's over with and can't change it. So, and now, I think, I think in overall, I think nothing really changed for the grand scheme. Obviously we had I think that year of wrestling was going to be looked at as like I think it was a very odd time for TV wrestling and indies in general, but it's just, what are you going to do? You got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, you definitely do. Let's hop forward to now. So let's talk about what's coming up this weekend, April 26th, Saturday in Woodbury, New Jersey. Atlantic All-Star Wrestling, the one last ride for our good friend, the Nation Corner friend, Dino Biello. I'm predicting you are going to walk away with the title. It's a triple threat: Merrick Miami and Sugar Dan Stofko.
I don't know. I don't know either of these guys. I've never met them. So I don't really know.
They're going to know you.
They're going to know me. Dino, I've only done 2 shows for Dino. He brought me in about a year ago, and then he kind of had an issue with the building, so he kind of stopped running for a minute, and then he had his health issues. He brought me in, heard about me and everything, and fell in love with me. And I've had literally, I think the day or two after that show that I debuted for him, he was on the phone calling me, asking me for talent and this and that, and really giving me a lot of respect that I guess I've earned over the years of doing this. I know he's going to be retiring, but I do think he's still going to have some sort of a hand in the company going forward. I don't know what capacity, but I'm pretty sure no one in wrestling fully retires. You know, the only way any of us leave this industry is in a box. Unfortunately, this is how it is. And I'm sure he'll be, I'm sure there'll be still some of Dino on it if I had to guess. But this is it. This is it for him. I think he's moving to Florida. I think he's just tired of the cold, and he's just like, you know what? He's older. I didn't know how old he was. I didn't know he was like I think he's in his like late 60s or early 70s, I believe, or something like that. So I was shocked when he told me that.
Yeah. And our buddy John, they have a love-hate relationship. They're like kind of like what, like oil and water, you know. Sometimes,
a little bit.
but yeah, just a little bit, you know. But yeah, John will tell him GFY. So I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I can see that. Dino definitely he's got an abrasive personality. It's probably why me and him get along, because it's a lot like how I am. But
hey, listen,
he's been good to me.
The man wears his heart on his sleeve, man. That's it.
Yeah, and
he put.
I never heard of the company before I started working for him.
Yeah,
and my first couple, my times being there, it's a great atmosphere. The building's cool. The everything. It's just a nice. Very, it's a small indie, obviously, but it's a very close knit. Like, it's a good time. Like, it's not one of those shows that you got to be worried about if you bring your son or your daughter or something like that. Like, it's fun, and it's nice to do shows like that, because for so long I was doing shows that, it was even hard for me to bring my stepson to some of these shows where I'm like, I don't know if you should be going to this one where where I'm in a match where I'm bleeding or some over the top things are happening where it's like, ugh. But this is cool and fun. So.
Yeah,
it's a really good family atmosphere they have there. I've been to most of their shows over the course of the last 2 years or so, and it's really fun. We always have a good time. They always have great refreshments. That location is perfect.
Oh, it's a great. I didn't even know that location existed. When I rolled up there, I was like, "This is perfect." Like, awesome.
Yeah, it's right off the highway. It's a nice little town. The diner right there is really awesome. They have great food. We always have fun there. There's kids in the crowd. It's family atmosphere. They do a lot of every show they do. They have some sort of like event thing for the families and kids, whether it's like Christmas or a Mother's Day thing or whatever. They do all sorts of stuff like that.
Hardway gives away an autographed picture sometimes to the kids.
Oh yeah.
It's a very fun time. So I'm hoping everyone packs it out for his last show, and the plan is to walk out with another title under my belt, and
definitely
would be Dino's last champion under his reign of the company, which I'm sure that would make Dino happy, because he is a fan of mine, which is always cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And you are kid friendly, because sometimes you'll even let the kids get involved in the match and give
I mean, there's
a chop or something.
There's a lot of facets of Kaide. My whole goal, depending on whatever, obviously your audience, but I pride myself on trying to just make sure everyone has a good time, whether I'm supposed to make you hate me or I'm supposed to make you love me, whatever mood I'm in that night. So I try to get everyone involved. And I think that was a big thing of why Dino liked me so much, because there was a lot of crowd working. And I've also been fortunate to be trained by Mikey Whipwreck and learn how to work and tell a story, and mentored by Eddie Kingston and getting that mentorship. And I've been fortunate to be around a lot of talented guys that, there it is.
He's wearing the shirt. We were just talking before you popped on.
Wow. What a coincidence.
Before you popped on the show, we were talking about it, that we miss Eddie. Can't wait for it.
Listen, I'm lucky enough to say that, when I first started out, probably 2-3 years after I started training, I got to work Eddie Kingston at a company that's still running today called American Championship Entertainment, run by Mike Morgan. And he put me with Eddie, and I don't know what it was. Eddie he took me under his wing and became a really good friend and a really good mentor. And a couple times I've done AEW extra work, I mean, I'm like ingratiated, like I'm just one of his guys. So I've been very lucky to be able to call him if I ever needed advice and or anything. So I've been fortunate to have that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to give you a second to, cause I, of course I'll follow you on Instagram and I see all your posts and everything. I want to give you a second to pay tribute to, I know someone who is your personal hero, Crusher Dugan. Let's hear from you, your feelings and just.
I mean, Crusher for me, so I was, like I said, I was trained by Mikey Whipwreck. Mikey was trained, at NYWC on Long Island, and about, I would say 3.5, 4 years into that, Mikey moved to Pennsylvania. And then around that time, I was fortunate to be part of his faction, which was myself, my old tag partner, Scyther, our manager, Foxy, who still works for me occasionally, Crusher, who was managing Mikey. And at that time, Foxy also left. So it was kind of just me, Mikey, Crusher, and Scyther. So Mikey kind of gave us Crusher to help us because we were only about 2-3 years in it each. And from that point on, Crusher became literally, like, I say I was trained by both of them. Mikey trained me. Crusher kind of is more of like adding on top of that, but he became more of like a mentor. And I mean, for a very, very long time, like I said, I lived alone. My parents moved away. They divorced. My dad lives in Tennessee. My mom lives upstate. Like, I lived by myself. Not that I'm a grown man, but like holidays and stuff, I would go over to Crusher's house. He literally became like my father. And I didn't speak to my father for a very, very long time. So like him, his wife, his kids, like he always told everybody I was his son. I can't put it into words how much he meant to me personally. I mean, this is a guy that, when I went over to Trinidad and Tobago, it was because he was very good friends with Jeff Bradley, Dudley, who was touring there. And I went over there to team with Dudley because he got me that. He got me connections with Dean Malenko. When I did AEW, Dean Malenko remembered me and came up to me and hugged me and was like, "I'm so sorry to hear about John Crusher."
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot. Crusher was the guy that, like, he never wanted the praise. He never needed the praise. He didn't want the attention. But in some way, whether it was Tony Nese, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, Willow Nightingale, Mike Mondo, Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, I know them as was Ryder and Hawkins, Matthew. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, it was Brett Matthews and Brian Myers, but not obviously Matt Cardona. I mean, anyone that came through NYWC that was signed before his passing has had some type of touch of Crusher. And if you saw what people wrote, like even Tony Nese was like, it took me a long time to appreciate what he taught, but like I'm so better off for it. And yeah, I mean, honestly, like his name's tattooed on me. Like it still hurts to this day to know that he's not here. Like it's been five years and his number's still in my phone. So
yeah,
it affects. I mean, like guys from, I remember when like Joe Gacy. I mean, so many guys that just he had some form or they learned something or like he was just, and he had the most obscure knowledge about wrestling. Like, I mean, I actually just gave his wife and we took a bunch of stuff that they gave us. I actually have one of his old circus dumbbells. It's like an 80-pound. Like he was a weightlifting aficionado, but he had a book of all Mid-Atlantic, CWF, Memphis, like just tapes that he converted to DVD. And I actually just gave it to my good buddy Brian Vicko, Mr. Entertainment, and he has it because he's going through it all. But I mean, and everything was listed. I mean, he was showing me stuff, the original spoiler, all this stuff, and like just an obscure. He'd be like, "Oh, do you know who this is?" I'm like, "Dude, this is like 1973. I wasn't even a thought in the universe." He's like, "Oh, this is so and so," and like he taught me so much both in and out of wrestling. So it's and that was a big boat of contention with my issues with NYWC while I was gone, and he passed, and now obviously I'm back, and like the only reason why I came back was because I didn't get to say goodbye the right way. I mean, I got to say goodbye, but he wanted me back there, and this is wrestling, this politics and egos and everything. But now that's this is where we're at. So hopefully I get that chance.
It's the business all of us love. You love the business, but there's always there's always going to be that carny side, I guess. But but it really is. The story you told just shows how close knit and tight the wrestling community is, and Yeah, it's awesome. And if anybody wants to see that match, they could go on your YouTube page. It's NYWC, the Psycho Circus 22.
Yes,
You got that match uploaded on your
yeah,
YouTube page, as well as other matches.
That was my return to the company, which was surreal. It was definitely a weird moment. It was a cool moment, though. I didn't expect to get streamers and stuff like that when I showed up.
That was cool, wasn't it?
That was a cool moment. I'm not gonna lie.
I could have been there.
I don't. Well, hey, it's on YouTube, so
yes.
But it was definitely a cool moment, and it was one of those things that, like, I didn't see it happening, and everyone I got a lot of people in the area, was asking me about it, and I always tell everyone, I'm like, I guess this is like the really, small scale Dollar Tree version of like the CM Punk return, because I honestly did not think I would ever be back. I didn't want to go back, and things just happened, and this is where we're at right now. And honestly, like, I don't know how long it's going to last. It could end after this podcast for all I know. I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Well, you got to do that match at least, and it's there, forever.
Well, I did.
There you go.
We did that. We did Mulcahy's, which is a big bar venue, which was really cool to do. And I mean, I'm there. There, if they want me there, I'm there. And as long as the relationship we have is pretty much like, I'm there when I can be, and you want me there. I'm not actively seeking it because I'm trying to keep it. It's one of the owners acts like we've been married for years again. And it's like, man, we just started dating again. Let's take it slow. That's how I kind of take it.
Yeah, got you. Got the analogy. Yeah. So, you have the distinct honor of being one of only 3 wrestlers that have used my cane, which is now a gimmick cane, but it can really do damage because I don't need the cane anymore since I totally replaced my knee.
There you go.
But you, Tommy Dreamer, and Bobby Orlando. So,
bad company.
Yeah, good company. I just wanted to throw that out there. Give the cane a shout out.
That's great. No, I'm glad you don't need it anymore, so that's even better.
Yeah. If you need it, I'll definitely bring it.
Well, you never know with me.
But you love reptiles, don't you?
I'm sitting in my my reptile room, office, man cave, whatever you want to, Godzilla sanctum, whatever you want to call this.
And first of all, bro, Godzilla, the best. I had my best friend like in 6th grade. We used to get the Play-Doh clay and make all of the, Godzilla, Rodan, just all of them. But Godzilla is the best.
Yeah, I mean, you could see like the big statues behind there and all the figure. Like I grew up, and now that it's even more popular, like now it's like really popular. It's kind of like with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a big Marvel guy when I was a kid. Now Marvel's like a big deal. So, I mean, between the Godzilla stuff and then the Marvel stuff I have, like the Godzilla collection is definitely like the craziest. It got out of hand at one point. It kind of had to kind of slow down on some of the stuff, but I've been lucky. Like I said, my wife was cool. I took this room. My stepson didn't want it. He wanted to go live up in the attic, his fully furnished attic. So, this is my reptile room. Nice. That's why it's always like the lights and the tanks, and I try to make it where it's not so distracting, but it's it's kind of hard not to.
All-time favorite classic Godzilla movie. Mine is Destroy All Monsters.
That's a good one. I'm a big fan. I mean, it's hard because there's so many, but I'm a big fan of the GMK movie, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, where he's actually possessed by all the people that died from Hiroshima. That's a big one of mine. Godzilla vs. Biollante is a very big one of mine. And then, of course, Godzilla vs. Destroyer, I think, is one of the best. Is where he passes away, basically, and he goes nuclear, and the new Godzilla takes over. And I'm a very big fan of -1. I thought that was really awesome. And the legendary monster. I love the Monsterverse. I think it's awesome that we have like an American version. Yeah. And that's done right, not the Matthew Broderick disaster that came out.
Oh, no, please. That guy sucks the oxygen out of every film.
Yeah, that was rough.
Sorry, you guys can rag on me. Ferris Bueller's Day Off sucked. I wouldn't even watch that shit. He's a bore. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's hard. Like, honestly, I like during the pandemic, that's like what I was doing. I was just literally watching like just Godzilla and wrestling all day. So, sitting at home when I couldn't go to the gym, I would go for like a run and a jog at my park, and then like they had like those like calisthenic weird, like for some reason some parks have like, hey, you could do like body weight bench. It's like what just so it's like a piece of metal, like it's like I would go do that with my wife, and we would just walk and then just watch YouTubes until like the day passed on.
Cool. What reptiles do you have? What kind?
Oh my god, dude, we're gonna be here for a minute.
You got that many?
I got a lot. So there's a bunch of them that are rescues. I do rescue and rehome a lot of reptiles, but the problem when you do that and you have a wife that falls in love with, like the moment she gives them a name, I know I'm screwed. So I got 2 ball pythons. I have a corn snake. I mean, the ball pythons they're called morphs, so like they're not a what they call wild type. So then it's something that like you breed to get this color. So I have a blue-eyed leucistic ball python, which is all white with blue eyes. I have a snow corn snake, which is a rescue. I have a crested gecko. I have a white tree frog, a Pac-Man frog, which are both rescues, a redfoot tortoise, 2 bearded dragons, which are rescues, an Aki monitor, Schneider skink, leopard gecko. I have a crocodile gecko, which is a rescue, a jeweled lacerda, and then we have a gargoyle gecko and a Leachianus gecko, which is the largest gecko in the world. And then I have a gray banded king snake and a rough-scaled sand boa.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a zoo, and like honestly,
it's awesome.
People come here, and it's literally like a zoo. Like the tortoise, I'm surprised she's being good. He's being good. Usually, when I do interviews, the tank's right there. You guys see with the little metal sign hanging. Usually, he's up at the glass, just knocking away, trying to he wants out. He'll run around the house. I mean, I grew up a '90s kid. Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, was like a big deal. So, and I've always loved animals and reptiles. So it just this is what, and it just kind of snowballed to where people, I started taking some animals in, and then people started hitting me up, and then I started doing shows, like reptile shows, where I would do Boy Scouts or birthday parties with the animals, and it's just something I love, like honestly, like I kind of gave myself a time frame at 40, unless something crazy happens, I'm probably going to wrap it up, just because I'm in a lot of pain, more than I think people really get, and I'm beat myself up for a very long time. And that'll probably be my fallback, is to kind of doing more of like the YouTube stuff I was doing with the reptiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, and it's a noble thing you're doing, saving animals. So
like
reptiles, animals, it's all cool.
Yeah, it's easier for dogs and cats because they're fluffy and cute, and it's not a lot of love out there for reptiles. So
it's true.
I love them. My niece has a bearded dragon.
Yep, I got 2 of them. They were both rescues.
Yeah. She's always hanging out to him. I mean, Great Danes, cats, all these animals all over. Hamsters. She's an animal lover too, so she's gonna love hearing about this. I have a good friend, Bill Landy, that breeds snakes too, close by here. Yeah, pretty awesome, man. I'm gonna post this and let him know to watch it and check you out.
Oh, that's awesome, definitely, man. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it's like the wrestling community, man. Once you're in it, you realize how big it is. But like if you're not in it, you're like, it's just, you don't think about it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we covered all the bases, brother, and I don't want to keep you all night long. You busy night, I'm sure ahead.
No, definitely, man. I gotta
lizards. You don't want to annoy the tortoise back there. He's gonna start cracking.
No, I got a busy weekend. Like I said, we got Atlantic All Stars, and then earlier in the day, I'm in Philly, like 20 minutes over the bridge, with a action pack pro wrestling against Breaker Morant, part of his retirement tour. So that's cool. And I mean, I'm getting busy. I got. I don't know.
You might get to see John from South Jersey at 2 shows. He's only 10 minutes over the bridge too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got debuts coming up. Like I'm debuting for Pro Wrestling Magic, and I'm just getting busy, and it was crazy. But you'll be seeing me and my good buddy Mr. Entertainment's coming. He travels with me now, so he'll be pretty much at every show everywhere. So yeah, man, just having fun. And so I know Deb said she'll be at Atlantic All Star, so that's cool. I'll get to meet her.
Yes.
And I'm sure I'll
Yes, I
see
will
you
be. We'll
somewhere
be
in New
there.
York and Long Island.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Hopefully you'll get booked at Victory Pro or another anything else or WNYC, NYWC.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Obviously not this Saturday because I'm elsewhere.
Yeah,
but I believe at least on the island, I think I want to say May 31st. I believe is their next show.
Okay,
So
is that going to
be there.
Where is that going to be?
I think that's at their building in
India Park.
Yeah, whatever that building, whatever it is, 535. What I don't even know the address. But Brook
Yeah,
Avenue.
yeah.
I know that.
We're talking island talk here, so
yeah. So, but yeah, I'll be there, and I believe that's going to be the qualifying for the Crusher Dugan Heart and Soul Cup. So I'm definitely not going to miss that.
You know what? I have to be there. I'm sure my friend Bree Forsyth will be there. She's always at all those shows, and yeah, we'll get people down there, man.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome job, and you always have you're good. You're good because you always have your merch table up early
Absolutely.
and ready to go, and your lovely wife is there and your son and
yep.
Awesome job, brother.
I appreciate it.
We love you. Is there any online anything YouTube? Kaide Lothbrok on YouTube.
Kaide Lothbrok. I can't even talk. Kaide Lothbrok on YouTube.
You get my disease.
Listen, I've had that disease, man. I'm shot. I don't remember even. I didn't listen. If you didn't message me, I completely forgot. My wife was like, "Don't you have a podcast to do?" I was like, "Oh shit, I do." We have Kaide Lothbrok YouTube and on Instagram. I have a Facebook, but it's my shoot name, so I really don't take people. I have a fan page, but I'll be honest. Like, if you're gonna follow anything wrestling wise, it's gonna be the Instagram is where you're gonna see everything.
Instagram, you're very active on Instagram always.
Yeah, it's easier. It's just photos, but yeah, that's your best bet. And as far as merch, like, just message me. I post what I have left up there all the time, and I'm always getting new stuff and everything. So,
well, that's what we like to do. We like to buy the merch at the shows. We like to support all the independent wrestlers. I always, you know what?
Without you guys, we don't do this. So we need you guys,
And that's what you got. That's what you got to do. Can't
go
to that
website. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. Trust me. Yeah. It helps to ease the travel pain of driving all these miles and
Well,
but
it's. Yeah, really. You travel around a lot because I would definitely want to get up to Excite Wrestling and see you because that I mean
that's the furthest I travel now. Like driving, I stopped doing. It's only, but it's 4 or 5 hours. It's long, but I've done. Listen, man, I've done those 16 hours here, and that's for the young guys now. I'm an old man now. I'm 38. Yeah. It's time to slow it down and let this new generation take over and let them have fun.
You got to try to earn a little bump free money,
listen, like I said, man, I still travel. People fly me in when, it's just, I'm just not about getting into cars and being stuck in a car for 12 hours anymore.
That is a tough thing to do, especially on the way back.
I've done listen, man, I've done the North Carolinas and the Ohios and the Kentuckys, and it's when you're in your 20s, it's great, but then when you get older and you're like, there's an old thing with wrestling, you're not supposed to fall asleep on the car ride. You get you get beat up, and you get my age or any of us, it's like it gets a little hard to kind of stay up, without taking some gimmicks and stuff, which I'm not about anymore. So
yeah.
I was in a Priest tribute band and the Weekend Warrior, so that was rough just doing that. Like, driving to Connecticut, but like the next day, coming back the next day from being obviously, drinking free all night.
Yep.
You tend to drink a little more when it's free.
Listen,
I get it, ride back. Oof.
You try to tell people don't get it when you get in the car and you drive, like, for example, to Excite 5 hours. And then the show ends at 10, and it's like, wait, they're like, oh, you're going to stay over. It's like, no, I'm going to drive home. And you get home 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
You red-eye it.
And it's just what it is.
Yeah.
So,
of course, at the end of the day, you feel better sleeping in your own freaking bed because.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's rough. So.
But hey, you know what? We appreciate what you and all of the independent wrestlers do, and we just are happy that you're doing all these great things. You know, you
I
look
appreciate
great.
that.
Yeah.
You're in your best health of your life. You're a young married couple. You guys,
Yeah,
you got the world by the couillons, man. You got it.
Yeah, man. No, like I said, I got no complaints. So, knock on wood,
Awesome.
everything stays the same, and just gonna keep rocking and rolling for a few more years and just have fun, and then figure out what my next move with wrestling will be, and just enjoy it while it lasts. So,
Awesome.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
Deb, do you have anything else to say to ask Kate or say
I
before
do
we wrap
not.
this up?
I do not. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. So, one more thing.
oh, there
Are
we
you
go.
going to be going to Jones Beach to see Amana Marth?
Yep. It's me and my wife have tickets. There's a Pantera and a Monomarth, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I don't know where we're sitting, but I know we have tickets. It's gonna be I think it's me and her sister, her husband, and our friend and their husband. So
Yes.
we're going to see that. I'm very excited for that. I know it's in July, right?
Yes. July.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be
It's
there.
in a Saturday too, so it's that's.
I actually think I have NYWC that night, so I'm probably gonna open up NYWC and then leave right away. I think I already
get
told
there
them.
all bloody or whatever.
I don't care. No, I'm not missing.
No,
I mean, I'm more excited about Amon Amarth than I am Pantera.
Yeah.
So, but I'm a huge Zach Wild fan, so getting to see Zach.
Yeah,
play is
he's
awesome.
he's a berserker too. So
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. So hopefully I run into you.
Definitely, I'm gonna try to get there, man. I gotta get tickets.
Awesome.
But Kaide Lothbrok, thank you very much. And a quote from Conan the Barbarian: "What are the good things in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, get a lamentation of the women."
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
I just wanted to pop
you.
that. Thanks, Kaide. We'll see you at the next show. See you
You got
Saturday with the gang.
Yes, thank you. I can't
Thank
wait.
you very much, brother.
Have a good
Have a
night.
good one.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Wow, that was awesome. What a great guy, man. What a awesome guy, and some heartfelt words from him. And he does great things. Saving the reptiles, and just a real all around nice guy. So if you see Kaide Lothbrok at any shows, buy his merch.
Yes. And Saturday we will be at Atlantic All-Star Wrestling for the Dino Biello retirement show. One last ride. It's going to be fun as always.
Yes, April 26th, Saturday.
All right.
Deb,
so
it's been great. Where can we find you, Deb?
At That's So Debonair on the Twitter machine, the Instagram, the Blue Sky, and as always, click the link in the profiles for more.
And I'm Mongrovian Mike. There you go. You can find me.
All right.
And
catch us every Saturday night live on the Nation's Corner on our YouTube, Saturday night at 7:00.
Yep.
Every week. And
on Tuesday nights, catch the Nation's Corner Sports Show, hosted by our friends Steven and Ezra. There's some guy named Ezra, but he's there.
He's there too.
They're on YouTube too. Love you guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good